Abraxas Capital is shorting the crypto market with almost $500 million. Will they get liquidated, or is the crypto market about to crash? I have a secret insights that I will share with you in this video.
My crypto paradise.
Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Cup, this is Simon from My Crypto Paradise. Previously I have told you when Bitcoin was trading at $109,000 right here that we are going with the highest probability down. As you can see, we have crashed so far by around 7%, but in the previous video, in the last one, I have told you that we will start going towards this resistance and then we will have this kind of nice pump and dump. Because we have been analyzing the whales, this is exactly what happened as well. Pump and then we have dumped exactly from our resistance. The question is right now, what's gonna happen next? We are creating something very interesting right here and we will be talking about that, and we will again try to understand with the highest probability what's going to be the next trajectory of Bitcoin, where the Bitcoin whales are positioning themselves and what the institutions are doing. So first of all, what is very important, and I told you to monitor that with me on markettoparadise.com, we have this beautiful crypto fear and greed index, which is not a classic one. We have it very nicely done by using AI. We are monitoring everything across social media, etc. So I've told you monitor that, ladies and gentlemen. Once we get some bearish confirmations, that will mean the crypto market is ready to make some move. Yeah, so take a look here at on June 18 we have been making a high right here, and then we created a higher high, and now read the price. Yeah, on June 18 we have had 105,323. all right, and then we created in the fear and greed index on the 4-hour time frame. We have made a higher high, but look at the price. The price was 104.90, so the price made a lower high, the indicator made higher high. This is a beautiful divergence, and that is why you are seeing right now this kind of reaction. All right, we will be talking about what's gonna happen next, ladies and gentlemen, and right now I'm looking back at 20. These are very important numbers, 20 or 80, and based on that, together with what's going on with the price, you can make much better trading decisions, right? So as you can see right now, the fear and greed index is kinda neutral, but understanding that the social index is still extremely positive, and the order book also highly positioned for the buy side, but the whales are not really positive about the market, and we will actually understand where they are positioning themselves in a minute. If we take a look at the big sell and buy orders, we can see that above us right here we are having a limit sell order for around $40 million. All right, short position, a limit sell order for Bitcoin. If we take a look below us, all right, look at the depth of between the current price and the sell limit order, and then we have a buy limit order, and the buy limit order is at around $100,000. In between there is absolutely nothing, like the order books are very thin, ladies and gentlemen. So the support at around $100,000 will be kinda all right, but before we get there, there is pretty much nothing. The whales are not interested so far interested in bidding any price in between $100,000 and the current price where we are trading right now, which is around $104,000. So this is something important to keep in mind. Also, we can see the VPVR very overextended right here, and if we take a look at the price action right now, we can actually understand that the whales are positioning for a breakdown, and we will understand what is the reasoning behind that. If we take a look at the price action on Bitcoin right now, we can clearly see that we are creating a nice impulse that I have been talking about, right? For the first time since April, I've already told you that we are creating 5 moves to the downside. Before that, we have been only creating to the downside corrective mode waves like a triangle or a zigzag triangle, and for the first time since April 8, we are creating 5 moves to the downside. This is a classic impulse, and from the Elliott wave theory perspective, this suggests a change of trend. All right, right? When you have, because the impulsive waves, they are motive mode waves, and when you have a motive mode wave somewhere on the chart, you can understand that the major trend is going to go in the same trend as the motive mode wave is pointing. All right, so right now we are pointing downwards. This actionary wave seems like changing our major trend from bullish into bearish. We then confirm that by analyzing what's going on the upside price action, and we have understood that on the upside we are making corrective mode waves. All right, so that is confirming that the change in trend is indeed possibly in play, because this is a reactionary wave towards the major trend. All right, so from the Elliott wave perspective, this might be the first wave, higher degree first wave, this might be the higher degree secondary wave, and right now we might be creating a higher degree third wave that will take us towards $93,000, but even a little bit lower. As I told you in the previous video, you can understand where exactly I will be talking about that level as well. But right now what's important to understand is that the third wave, this one, is also subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves. Why? Because the third wave is also same like the first and fifth wave. It's a motive mode wave. That means it subdivides itself into even smaller 5 waves. So basically it's like an atom, right? The larger is the same as the smaller one. So we have, that's also reason why in the crypto market we have fractals, and when you can analyze the fractals perfectly, as we have had, for example, right here 1 2, then drop, and right now we are having the similarity right here 1 2, the probabilities are that we will have the drop as well, right? So this is the higher degree third wave, and it subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves. If we can successfully analyze the subwaves, we can make much better trading decisions, right? And that's exactly what we are doing inside of ParadiseTeam VIP. With the ParadiseTeam, we are trading since 2016, and we are doing the drill of properly analyzing what the institutions are doing, how the price action is developing, and where the minority, the smart money, is positioning themselves, and based on also understanding the cycles, the Elliott wave theory, etc., we can make the best trading decisions and be long-term profitable. So right now, as you can see, and we will be talking about it also on the lower time frames, we are starting to create a first wave, basically another motive mode wave, right? Another impulse. So this was the first wave right here. Let me show you lower degree first wave, secondary wave, and right now it seems that we might be starting the third wave. If we will break the previous low of this candle that finished at around $103,000, it will be confirmed. At the same time, if we take a look at our oscillators, we so far doesn't have any bullish divergence. As you can see, the price action is making a lower high. The indicator, the RSI indicator, is also making lower high, right? The histogram on the MACD is also making a lower high. So nothing is pointing towards like some kind of reversal bullish divergence. There is none so far. The stochastic RSI has 2 open legs to the downside. The bearish trend is intact. We have the cross on D right here on the daily time frame, on the high time frame chart as well. So from the high time frame chart, I am not bullish at all. We are also below the moving average trend line, below our 2 most important Fibonacci retracement levels that are acting as a resistance. And basically mostly what's important right here is also the VPVR that we are having right here and right here. We are fighting with the last one right here, but if we can break below it, reclaim it into support, man oh man, this is going to be acting as a strong resistance as well. So yeah, until we can reclaim, like some bullish sign would be definitely if we would be able to reclaim the moving average trend line, have a break, retest, and then some on lower time frame degree, some impulsive candle. But until then, I'm not looking towards taking some profits from our short positions that we have made. All right, let's right now zoom in inside of the price section so we can analyze the waves properly. Right now we are looking at medium time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Here we can analyze the Elliott wave price action development even better. Here's the first wave. We can confirm that because we have subdivided itself into 5 smaller waves, then ABC, right? And right now it seems like we have created basically basically in this third wave, we are creating the three waves, right? And this seems to be the first wave, the lower degree first wave. As you can see, we had a corrective ABC secondary wave, and right now it seems like we are creating the third wave. What I want to see is definitely to reclaim into a resistance this decline in support line that is previously was acting as a resistance, then it was turned into support, and as you can see, it's acting support as well right now. Previously it was the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern. That is how we have been able to understand that here is exactly where Bitcoin will top, and that's also why we have been able to predict very nicely the crash of Bitcoin. Okay, so right now what I'm looking at from the price action development perspective is something like this. The third wave from the lower degree perspective will finish at that $93,000. Then we will have a corrective mode fourth wave that will be retesting this structure, this price action structure, and then the final fifth wave will finish around $88,000 because it's the 0.61 Fibonacci retracement level that I have been analyzing for you in the previous video. So let's zoom in a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen. Right now we can understand what's cooking right here on the 1 hour time frame. So what can we see right here is a beautiful newly created impulse to the downside, right? So it's not finished yet, ladies and gentlemen, but calculate with me. After we have got rejected exactly from our resistance levels right here, we have started to create first wave, secondary, reactionary wave, then a third wave is the largest one, right? So it's basically respecting one of our guidelines of price action development. Then we have, and right now we are creating a fourth wave, and the fourth wave is a corrective mode wave, right? And as you know from our blog articles inside of MCP University, that is free and you can learn from us, from the Paradise team on our website markettoparadise.com. As you know, one of the corrective mode waves is a double three, and I do believe that right now we are creating double three. Let me show you what I mean. W is a corrective mode wave. It can take a form of zigzag, double zigzag, triple zigzag. X is also usually a zigzag or a double zigzag, and Y is usually a triangle. Okay, so let's take a look what we are having right here. W, it was a simple zigzag. X right here, a simple zigzag, and the Y, as you can see, we have been forming a triangle, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, look at that. I will zoom in for you exactly what I'm talking about. The triangle, as you know also from our website, is subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves, right? And it can be either contracting or expanding triangle, A, B, C, D. What are we having right here? Let's have a look for the confirmation. One A wave, and all of them are in corrective mode wave patterns, basically. Okay, so this was the A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave. So that's 5, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have got also some confirmations, like we have this bearish divergence. As you can see, the price action is creating lower high, but a histogram on MACD is creating higher high. So this is a classic bearish divergence. It's actually the hidden bearish divergence, ladies and gentlemen, and that's just increasing the probabilities that this corrective mode wave 4 is going to be finished and we are about to start dumping towards our targets. As you can see, we have got few confirmations right here. Here we got a reclaim of the moving average trend line. That means a break, retest, and continuation. And we have so far also got a confirmation of breakout of this triangle, and we can analyze that by looking at the breakout. There was a nice volume, then a retest, all right, of the moving average trend line and the triangle as well, and then continuation. So here we have some confirmations, ladies and gentlemen. If I shift our focus back to 1 hour time frame, low time frame, basically 15 minutes time frame is ultra low time frame for us. So right here, what can we see also is the continuation of the impulse. So as you know, we are targeting 5 subwaves. So this was the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and the fifth one with the highest probability will finish at around $102,000 right here. Why? I've explained it to you in the previous video. Also, so go and watch the previous video if you haven't watched it. I have been explaining everything in detail. Right now I'm just updating very swiftly, and if you want to learn more, make sure that you have watched the previous video as well, where I'm going into everything inside of much more detail. One last thing, we are creating a head and shoulders pattern, as you can see right here. Confirm that on our website, head and shoulders pattern. The breakout is by breaking of the neckline. We need to have a proper reclaim, and then we can target the the depth of the head, right? So let's have a look. If I actually delete all of the drawings so you can see properly what I'm talking about, let me just clear the space a little bit. So if we take a look at the breakdown, all right, so here we had the head neckline, and what we need for a successful breakout of the neckline is not only the break below but also a reclaim of it, right? So breakout below with a nice volume as we are having right here. Let me show you. We have a volume above average, that is great, and then we need a reclaim that's basically consistent of some kind of retest of the ascending trend line, what we are having right now as well, right? And it's usually in form of some corrective moved pattern, and we are having exactly that. So with the highest probability, until we can reclaim this ascending trend line back into a support, we are gonna continue in our bearish trend. And if I one more time analyze for you the depth of the head and shoulders pattern and put it basically to the breakout point, which is right here, we can analyze pretty much the target, right? So the levels I'm looking at is definitely the $100,000 to $100,000 as well, because here we have the buy wall that I've been sharing with you right here, right, at around $100,000, and then $97,000, and then $93,000, and as you know from the previous videos, also $88,000 will be very important. So with the Paradise team, what is the reason of analyzing these levels is basically just for being able to understand where to take profits, where to be just defensive if you are in short positions, etc., right? So but all of these levels will be actually monitoring what's going on, how the price is reacting to these levels, and based on that we will be doing our next trading decisions inside of ParadiseTeam VIP. But right now from here on the low time frame chart, it is absolutely straightforward. Until we can reclaim the previous ascendant trend line, I do believe that we will continue to go down towards $93,000. We have a confirmation on 4-hour time frame. This is the price action that I'm looking at, and definitely we are looking at some invalidation level on high time frame chart as well. If that's gonna be the case, we will start taking profits earlier, but at this time I'm not looking for long positions. I'm not looking for taking profits just yet, but it can change, right? That is why with ParadiseTeam we are monitoring the market 24/7, and that is why also I record videos for you 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and that means next time I will see you again on Saturday. Smash the like button and I will see you next time. Cheers.